And if we try to stand up here and pussyfoot around, I sound like Wallace, the spirituality of these issues, I just think that's missing the mark.
We're coming down to the end. We're about to go to the second half of Chapter 9, Bradshaw on the Family, and Chapter 10, and that will conclude our marathon. It's interesting, and we're really rather delighted at your reaction to Bradshaw. Perhaps he, too, will become somewhat of a family name. I remember back to the early days when we began with Leo Biscaglia, and most of us couldn't even pronounce his name. And indeed, what an impact he has had on many, many people. Let me tell you quickly for the last several times that we have for you at that $20 level the monthly program guide that comes to you in a brand new magazine called Avenues. This is only the second issue. I have a feeling you're going to hear lots from this magazine, not the least of which will be the inclusion of WVIZ's program guide at the back. If you would consider a $60 membership in WVIZ, you get the program guide. In addition to that, we would offer you Bradshaw on the Family with an introduction from Carol Burnett. Very interesting book. Now, if you would like to have it before the holidays, then you'll have to use your MasterCard or your Visa, make your pledge, and let us know that you will pay your pledge when you come down anytime next week, beginning tomorrow, from noon until 8 p.m. to pick up your item. Then the following week we'll be here from Monday, and we'll be here on Monday and Tuesday, once again from noon until 8 p.m. That at the $60 level. $120 level for Bradshaw is a ticket to his lecture at Public Hall, which will be December 15th at 7:15. It is a ticket. It comes to you at the $120 level. You will have to use your MasterCard or your Visa if you would like to have that, because time is so short. But when you use your MasterCard or your Visa, we have the rather, I think, distinctive bookmark. It has the WVIZ anniversary logo on it, one that I think you'll become very familiar with as our anniversary season goes on. We have lastly for you, and I know this is expensive, as Julie said before and we've said earlier, perhaps you've got a club that would like to purchase the Bradshaw tapes. The cassettes, I should say, 1 through 10, the entire series as you have been seeing it are right there. That comes to you at the $180 level. That would, what does that come down to? $15 a month, I think, if you want to do it on the installment. However, if you want it before the holidays, then we would ask you to use MasterCard, Visa, or indeed come in and pick them up with a check. If you like any one of these, we would be delighted to send them to you. It's been rather a unique experience for us to go through the marathon, and we're pleased to have heard from you, except I'm noticing that right now the phones are very quiet. And I know somebody who will be greatly disturbed by that. One of our favorites who's come in to work with us for the rest of this Sunday night on membership, Myron Zenas. He also, you know, is an accountant, and the first thing he did was audit our board over there, and he came up with the fact that I don't know how to add. We're wrong, but here we go over to Myron at the membership board.
Well, I guess we have to tell you the truth here. There we go. Now you can see the board. The pledges are only at $290 out of $525. I understand before I came in today they were at $301, so I don't want to feel like we're backsliding because I walked in the door. But we had a little error in calculation. So 290 people are the new members today so far. That's great in itself. We're trying to get to 525 tonight. That's our goal, and it's a very reasonable goal. And it can be aided and assisted very simply by you out there who may have never been a member here at Channel 25 before. I have to mention, because I was sitting at home last night doing a little channel flipping here and there, and it dawned on me that most stations out there that you flip through the channels on, you're never really aware of where these stations are. Do they exist? Are they in someone's mind or a figment of their imagination? I saw one channel, I was waiting to see if there was any identification at all. They had an 800 number, and you know, I never did figure out where they were. I'm here to tell you tonight, if you're flipping through the channels, you have cable TV, and all of a sudden you're right here at Channel 25. We are real, and we're right here at 4300 Brook Park in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, if you're within the viewing area of Cleveland, Ohio, and if you're not a member of Channel 25 yet, we're also here to tell you that this is public television. I know you're familiar with it, and just in case you're not, we would like you to become a member. We don't have commercials here. We come to you 3 times a year during our membership time, and we ask you to be a member so that the rest of the year you won't have to sit and watch commercials. It was very interesting yesterday. Ted Lux was down here. He brought up an interesting point that he glommed somewhere that I'm not really even sure of, but he said during last week's game, the Browns had 126 plays, and during that time there were 73 commercials. If you ever watch Channel 25, you have to stop and think. Say, my goodness, you know, it occurs to me, I've watched a half hour or an hour or maybe a whole evening of television, and I haven't seen one commercial. That's the way we do business here. Now, in order to keep doing business, obviously, we need members, and we'd like you to become a member if you're not a member already. It's not a real difficult thing to do. All you have to do is pick out an amount of money that you can afford, whether it's $30, $60, $120, $180, $300, and you make that pledge to us here at Channel 25. You can pay it all at once or a little bit at a time during the year, and you can feel as though you're really and truly a part of Channel 25. We like you anyway. We like you watching, even if you're not a member, which some people try to tell me 9 out of 10 people aren't. We just try to make that number a little bit smaller. We'd like to get it down to maybe 8 out of 10. We don't want you to quit watching if you don't pledge, but we do want you to pledge. If you just give us a call, pick up your phone, call. I know you'll feel a lot better, and if you want to get a premium, and we are showing you premiums all night long, if you'd like to get one of those premiums, you no longer have to wait for us to mail the premium out to you. Some people say, well, it's a little bit slow, and gee, now that I really join, I would really like to get a hold of whatever it is. Well, you can come down here from noon to 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday, and pick up your premium. So let's hear a little music, and while we do that, now take this time to call us right here at 459-2525.
What it's about. Listen to Einstein.